And the Chicago Bulls face off against the Philadelphia 76ers for the second time in 3 nights. Can the Bulls get lucky? I don't want to call it lucky. That's unfair to ask if they can get lucky. Can the Chicago Bulls pull out another victory against one of the better teams in the NBA and a MVP candidate? We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it all down. We're going to have some fun right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
All right, Bulls fans, we in the building. In the UC tonight, Chicago Bulls versus the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bulls are creating some separation between them and the other teams in the play-in area. Right now, having 2.5 game leads over the Washington Wizards and the Indiana Pacers. That's what we want to see. They got another tall test in front of them today in regards to the Philadelphia 76ers. Can the team play good enough defense to continue to rise? Right now, the Bulls are only 2.5 games back out of the 8th spot in the playoff race. So if they can do that, like, the Bulls need to just keep pushing. Their destiny is in their hands. They need to keep playing as hard as they can, keep giving that effort, keep playing with the defensive intensity, limit those turnovers, shoot the ball a little bit better. That's a lot of things I just listed off. But if they can do those things, which we've seen them be able to do, they definitely can win against anybody. And this team is slowly getting back to that team that we can think and feel like can beat anybody on any given night. It's just, will they, right? Are they going to give that focus level of effort? Are they going to keep pushing as hard as they need to push in the run to the playoff? Those are the biggest questions surrounding the Chicago Bulls right now. And, you know, there's been a lot of, like, when you look at the Bulls, 8-4 since the All-Star break, playing some damn good basketball on top of that. I know it's bigger than just this game. We got 11 games left in the season. And in those 11 games, the Bulls need to realistically, if they can win 7 of those, we're talking about finishing the season at 500, which, considering how up and down, how disappointing the season has been, I will absolutely take a 500 season if we can get it with the way that the Chicago Bulls played this season. I'd take it wholeheartedly. So let's hope that we can get it. Let's see what this team can do. Let's see if they can continue to play with that heart and that focus. And we'll see. Hopefully Coach Billy Donovan doesn't get in the way. So let's see. OTS says, yo, what's going on? Oh, by the way, before I do anything else, I need to say happy belated birthday to Brandon Peck, whose birthday was 2 days ago. And then also happy birthday to Chi-Town Javier, whose birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to those 2 members of the Chicago Bulls Central family. You definitely want to lift them up and tell them happy birthday. But yeah, other than that, you already know what it is. Jack Holland says it's game time. Let's go Bulls. Effort and defensive intensity is key. Like you said, see red. Absolutely. See red all day long. Bill Sammy says that man Harden does. Listen, Harden is just like, he's just 8 for 44 against the Bulls this season. That's wild, bro. To only make 8 and 44 shots against one team, that's tough, man. But hey, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how it continues for them. But man, that's tough. That's tough for him. I'm sure he's frustrated by it. I'm sure, and you know, Joel Embiid as well. Let's be clear here. We know Joel Embiid is a very petty player. He is going to try to kill the Chicago Bulls tonight. Let's be very clear in that. He will be trying to kill the Chicago Bulls. So let's see how we play. Hopefully we defend really well and things like that. But yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a long game tonight. I really do feel like it's going to be a long game. Pat Bev Club in the house. What's going on, Flat Studio? This team can definitely get it together if we retool right next season. I will say this, and we talked about this a little bit on Locked On Bulls today, is that if AK makes the right moves, adds the right talent, can maybe even get lucky on some in free agency, we can literally be talking about an almost 50-win team next season. It's not like that many. Like, we need some tweaks, absolutely. And I think if we were better coached, we could definitely get there. But you know, it's a very big possibility that. And if you look at over AK, and shout out to Pat, the designer, who pointed this out, just saying that if you look back, the Denver Nuggets never went full rebuild. Never went full rebuild. And they were able to build the team that they have now through drafting well, signing players, making the proper trades for things, getting lucky at some. So a full rebuild is very unlikely to come anytime for the Chicago Bulls. And if AK can work his magic and make some smart deals, we can be talking about a team that is a much better situation. Having Javonte back is incredible. add on this final stretch. Yeah. And I mean, most of this final stretch, let's be clear here, it's probably going to be him getting back in rhythm. If you looked at it, he played, I think, 9 minutes in the last game, didn't take a single shot. He did look a little ginger on that leg too. Not major, right? But he did look like he was trying to get a feel for that leg. So most of these next 11 games are going to be him getting back in that rhythm. But I tell you what, if we can get him back in rhythm by the play-in tournament, yeah, we need that. We need that level of energy for sure. Chi-Town Javier, shout out to you, brother, and happy belated to you, fam. Because of work, this is my first time watching Chicago Bulls versus 76ers game in 3 years. Wow, Vincent. That's crazy. Well, you've gotten to miss a lot of losing for the Bulls is what you've gotten to miss. But yeah, hopefully they win tonight for you. Billy been coaching good recently. I still can't run plays for shit, but defense been on point from Flat Studio. Yeah, I actually talked about that in the pre-recorded video today, is that Billy Donovan, regardless of my issues with him on inbounds plays or anything like that, the dude, he has us playing really good defense, and we're adjusting defensively. I have some of the issues with how we adjust offensively, but the Bulls have been playing damn good defense. Now, some of that is due to communication on the court, but he's responding well. And so, yeah, he's doing a good job defensively. Eli says, yo, Haize, what the F am I over here feeling hope? Hope. I mean, yeah, I think we're all feeling it, bro. If Billy's system actually worked, it would have been working already. Pat Bev is the effect. If it was Billy, this season would have looked very different. A shout out to you, Jack. I don't know if you got to see the heated debate me and Pat got into over in Locked On Bulls about that, but yeah, I share that sentiment as well. Harden never did good against the Bulls since last season. Yeah, but most of last season because Lonzo was just killing Harden. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Ray Love says, salute Bulls Central. Thank you, brother. We appreciate that. Just call me ID says, bro, watch Harden go off for 30 plus. I don't even care. If it happens in a loss and them losing and we stop everything, somebody's going to get theirs, right? This is going to happen. Even look at Embiid. He got his last game. Somebody's going to get their points. That doesn't mean we still can't win. So let's hope that the Bulls play that way again. Spicy Butter says, my brother, I was telling you before the Philly game, I feel really good about the direction of the Bulls. I mean, hey, there's a lot to feel good about right now. Maybe for the biggest stretch of the season, it's been good. Now, the Bulls have not been able, to my recollection, get a 4-game winning streak going this season. Let's see if they change that tonight. I tell you what, if they get 2 back-to-back wins against the Philadelphia 76ers, you guys are going to see a lot of Bulls fans who left, a lot of Bulls fans that said, oh, the season was over with. You're going to see a lot of those guys come back and be talking a completely different tone when it comes to these Chicago Bulls if that's what happens. So let's see. Chasing Dreams in the building says, Harden not playing may benefit Sixers against the Bulls. We'll see, though. Oh, is Harden officially been ruled out tonight? I didn't look. I don't really check out other teams' injury reports this close. But, hey, if he is ruled out, we need to take advantage where we can. So, hey, if he does, I know he's listed as questionable, but if they've officially ruled him out, fuck him. Listen, I have no sympathy for any, and the Bulls may benefit from a lot of the teams that are on our upcoming schedule missing some key players. When you look at Philly tonight, if James Harden does miss, we're missing out on him. Portland, they've been in the toilet, but, with Dame, you can never overlook them. LA is going to be without LeBron. The Clippers are going to be without Paul George. The Lakers, again, are probably still going to be without LeBron. We face the Hornets without LaMelo Ball. Memphis, they got Ja Morant back, but that's going to be back when we face it. At that point, there's only a week until the season left. So the Bulls' next 4 or 5 games, we may benefit from a lot of players being out on those teams. So we'll see. I really, really like the Jimmy Butler scenario you and Pat talked about. Jack Holland, listen, if the Bulls were able to find a way to bring Jimmy Butler back to this team, whether it be by moving DeMar DeRozan, using the exception for Lonzo's contract, whatever it is, he would really fit in nice for this team, really fit in nice. But, that's a pie in the sky idea. More than likely that's not going to happen, but I would love it if it did. Archangel says, watching Pat Bev's podcast today, man, he loves Billy so much. It's really confusing. Listen, but I'll say this. I don't think that we would see Pat Bev having the effect that he has if he didn't believe in Billy Donovan's system as much as he does. We have our issues. We've seen this team play without Pat Bev. We know why we don't really buy into Billy Donovan's system. But for Patrick Beverley, the point guard, that's also the vocal leader of this team now, right or wrong, to believe in what Billy Donovan's trying to do so much, it helps everything kind of fit together. And so that's the Pat Bev effect. So our track record goes as shown, predicting another tough win, but not as long as the last one. Let's hope, like another double OT game. That would be tough. That'd be tough. Skyview Film says AC's supposed to be playing. Well, hey, we need him out there. I would not mind. I don't want to see him start, but I would love for him to be out there. Appreciating P. Will and Vooch for being too Iron Man for our team. Yeah, I mean, I know P. Will. People try to. It was so confusing. Bulls fans try to throw the injury-prone label on Patrick Williams when he had one major injury and he returned a month and a half earlier than was projected for him to return. Like, he suffered a bad injury, but yeah, they're definitely Iron Man for this team. You need Pat Will to keep playing a little bit more aggressive, though. John Collins says, can you please explain both what the play-in is and why is there a need for it? I mean, the play-in is a tournament that you take the last 4 seeds, you take the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th seeds in the Eastern Conference, in either conference standings, and they have a tournament. And the two that win it, so the 7th seed, the 7th and the 8th seed play, the winner of that automatically goes in, and then whoever loses that game faces the winner between the 9th and the 10th seed, and then the winner between that game goes in as the 8th seed. So that's how that works out. Then they go right into it. Why the need for it? The NBA wanted to create it. I mean, and really has made things more exciting. Think about it this way. If it wasn't for the play-in tournament right now, the Washington Wizards, the Indiana Pacers, and the Chicago Bulls, for that matter, would all be basically out of not even having any chance at postseason hope. It's loud fan bases getting more. It puts more money in the NBA's pockets and therefore the owners and players' pockets. And so it allows for a little bit more excitement in how you end the season. Getting Javonte back in rhythm is key. He's the only one who consistently helps Vooch when he is beat with the backside help. I mean, and just the energy overall. Like Javonte, we know what Javonte means for this team. And if we definitely can get him back going and back in rhythm by then, it's going to be fun. What I'm hearing about Vooch ranked number 1 right now, do you know the specifics of that ranking? Ranked number 1 in what? It's not double-doubles, because I think he's still behind Joel Embiid in double-doubles. I haven't seen anything about Vooch ranked number 1 in anything. So I'm not sure what you're referring to, Archangel, but I could definitely look into it. If you kind of tell me what you're alluding to or talking about, I could definitely look into it. Harden out tonight, have to key in defensively on Maxey and Embiid. That's an absolute fact. If Embiid's not playing tonight, you cannot allow Maxey to go nuclear on you. And the thing with that is this is why it's also important, right? Yeah, we know that James Harden isn't shooting the ball well against the Bulls, but keep in mind, James Harden's been playing point guard for them. He's been averaging over almost 11 assists per game. So what that does for the Bulls who already are a good team at disrupting passing lanes, when you take out the team's assist leader, it means that you're now going to have to force, by nature, somebody's going to have the ball in their hands that hasn't usually been in that situation. So whether that's Maxey, who has been proven to be better off the ball scorer than on the ball, he still can be damn dangerous on the ball. Let me be clear. I'm not saying he's terrible, but it definitely changes the way that they play offense now. And so we'll see. It can change the whole complexity of that. Dunzo says, if Kobe has a good shooting performance along with our core doing their thing, that's huge. I mean, Kobe White, with how he's impacting the game, even when his shot isn't falling. When his shot is falling, it just adds that much more complexity to the Chicago Bulls offense. So yeah, you want to get him going. And if Kobe is having a hot night shooting, it's a completely different team. So, and if we can get the big three playing like a big three with Kobe playing the solid defense and passing that he's doing, and he's scoring the ball, what that allows is that now Pat Bev has to do less shooting, right? Now Io has to do less shooting when he's on the court. And it opens things up. It opens up the middle now, because now they have to defend the 3-point line. If he's shooting well, him and Zach LaVine and Patrick Williams, to that point, our 3 best 3-point shooters, are shooting the ball well out there. It opens everything up. It allows them not to settle in that zone as much. So let's see what happens with that. Vadi the Great says, hard. No, again, just because you don't score doesn't mean you aren't impacting the game. That's why I talked about how important it is of the ball handling that James Harden's been doing and the distributing that he's been doing. He helps, much like what Pat Bev helps other players. Like, we can talk, like James Harden has been falling off. Nobody can take away from that. But we cannot take away that James Harden still is their best passer. He's their best setup guy. So when you take that away, even if that shot isn't falling, that takes away a lot of their offense. So we'll see. Matthew in the building. Matthew says Harden's out, and Caruso was ruled available 20 minutes ago, and now he's ruled out last minute. That's okay. That tracks. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they looked and said, okay, Harden's out. Bet Caruso, you get an extra day off. I would, because keep in mind we play Portland next, and guess who we're gonna definitely need to help contain Dame Lillard? Alex Caruso. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if once Harden was ruled out, Billy Donovan made an executive decision and was like, Caruso, don't even worry about it, bro. I know we cleared you. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. So that may be why. It's going to take an MVP type performance from Joel to beat us. I mean, Joel is going to do Joel. He's going to get his 30. He's going to get his 30 regardless. But if you can stop all the role players around him, that's how you can start winning that game. If you can slow them down, not stop them. Haize, the spread for this game moved by 2 points with Harden officially out and Caruso being back. Well, I wonder if it's going to change now that Caruso is also listed as out. So, James K says, Zach said it best in All Access. Pat Bev is the glue, and you need glue guys. You absolutely need glue guys. Pat Bev podcast was funny as hell. The host asked if he gets his nut in before games. Come on, man. Can't be letting go of the seat. Wow. That's deep. That's wild. That's a wild question to ask somebody as a podcast interview question. I heard he left the game the other night in the walking boot, so I hope AC did bounce back. Like I said, if Harden was playing tonight, I think Harden would. I think if Harden was playing tonight, I think Caruso would have been playing. Haize, I feel like Billy is going to push the front office hard to bring Pat Bev back since he's like another coach on the floor. Yeah, I mean, and they'd be, no matter what, right? If the Bulls do file for the career-ending injury exception for Lonzo and get that $20 million back on the books, even if you do look for another starting level caliber point guard, which would be fine, I think you still bring back Pat Bev for that leadership. You bring Pat Bev back for everything that he's been. Like, at this point, I know it's only been 12 games, but at this point, I wouldn't mind Patrick Beverley finishing his career as a Chicago Bull. Wouldn't be mad at it at all. Even if he falls off and can't play anymore, let him be our Udonis Haslem for a couple of years. Wouldn't mind it. It's smart to sit AC tonight with no Harden and trying to get Javonte back in the swing of things. Absolutely agree with you, Skyview. I saw you and Pat with the crazy laugh, had the heated conversation, but it was him not letting you answer questions. I wanted to hear what you was going to say and hear his rebuttal. I mean, I stepped on him too. Like, I'm not going to act like it wasn't all. Like, I absolutely got into my passionate ranting stage, and I'm used to being a solo creator, so I just was going off. And then at the end there, he did ask a question. The minute I started answering it, he started talking. I was like, hold on, you just asked me a question. But at that point, I was in full asshole mode. So it is what it is. But that's my brother. Never any beef. We're going to have more heated debates like that all the time, man. Sometimes I'm going to be on the winning side. Sometimes I'm going to be on the losing side. It is what it is. Haize, which current player, non-superstar in the NBA today, would you like to be on the Bulls? Mine's is Drew Holiday. Non-superstar? Well, I only think there are a couple of players that are superstar, right? There are more stars than superstars. If I had to go non-super, honestly, with what's going on, DeJounte Murray. I would love DeJounte Murray to be on this Bulls team. And I know he's a free agent, not this upcoming year, but the year after, right? If I'm not mistaken, I would love DeJounte Murray to be a Chicago Bull. When you look at the relationship he already has with Zach LaVine, if anybody can do some similar things to what Lonzo Ball did, and here's the thing, I don't think that DeJounte Murray is as smart as a basketball player as Lonzo, but he's a better basketball player than Lonzo, in my opinion. I don't even know. That's marginal. He's not the defender Lonzo is either. He's a better scorer. He has more scoring upside. So I would love DeJounte Murray to be a Chicago Bull. Love it. Absolutely. AC was going to play before the discomfort kicked in. Yeah, we talked about there. Tony, come on there, brother. All the teams in front of us, behind us, have tough games tonight. A win would be huge. If the Bulls can win this game, it would absolutely be huge. Absolutely. Since the All-Star break, Vucevic is ranked number 1 among centers in net rating. You know what? Doesn't even surprise me. That doesn't even surprise me. Vucevic has been playing his ass off, and I really wish Bulls fans and the more casual Bulls fans would appreciate Vucevic a little bit more, because I guarantee you, whenever he's gone, you're going to have to find a way to appreciate. Like, Vucevic just brings so much for this team. Hold on, y'all, real quick. My son's calling me. Called my name and then disappeared. I don't know, like kids, man, 9-year-olds. Sucks. I wish Harden was in. He plays terrible against us, and that'll waste a bunch of possessions. Well, like I said before, it's not that simple, especially when he's their best setup man. So, Haize, love the channel, brother. Keep up. How much of a run do you think we can make? I mean, looking at the Bulls' upcoming schedule and the players that are out, right, for the other teams, the Bulls can make a run. I mean, if they win it tonight against Philly, you got to also keep in mind and factor in the momentum part of it, the confidence part in it. The Bulls are building confidence right now at the right part of the season. If they beat Philly again tonight, which is going to be a tall order, I'm not predicting them to do that, but if they do, Portland's a bad team as well. It's going to be another tough matchup because Dame and Anthony Simons can go off, as well as you add in Jeremy Grant in that. But I think that they can beat Portland. You then look at the Los Angeles Lakers. That's another team that's fighting much like us for that play-in spot. They're missing LeBron. If you sneeze on Anthony Davis, he may break his ankle and not play. So I mean, really, when you look at in the next 4 games after this, we face Portland, Lakers, Clippers, and Lakers again. Those 3 games, they're going to be missing a key part of their rotation. The Bulls could literally, if they beat Philly tonight, they can push this to a 6 or 7 game winning streak. That would be bananas. That would be crazy. Steve Alexander says Embiid is going to try to dominate this game after last time, especially without Harden. Should be a hell of a game. Oh yeah, Embiid's a petty player. He lost to the Bulls for the first time. He's gonna come out and try to embarrass us on our home court. Be prepared. Ease Instrument says, Haize, yes sir, glad to see you, man. Glad to see you as well, brother. And my bad, I didn't know that was you. So usually when voicemailers call, I wait until I get like 4 or 5 voicemails from the same person and number before I save it in the Bulls Central as I save their name, so I didn't know it was you. But shout out to you, brother. Thank you for leaving that voicemail. Harden's sitting out because the Bulls always lock him up, especially with Pat Bev. I mean, we've been doing that since Lonzo, but I feel you. Yeah, Maxi's more comfortable scoring than facilitating for sure. Still can't take it easy on him, nor the bench reserves like Shake and Melton. And Melton had a little stretch where he was killing us last game. So yeah, and the Bulls, I hope that they know that at this point. The Bulls are not in a position to overlook any player, any team at any time for the rest of the season. They have to be locked in. They have to be playing their ass off. They have to keep this playoff type atmosphere going. The Bulls have to do that for the rest of the season. They just have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And the moment they get caught slipping, they're gonna start slipping. So, let's hope that it continues. First of all, we got 200 people in the chat and 26 likes. Come on now. I know the content's better than that. I'm not usually one to say hit the like button, but come on, man. 26 likes and 200 people. We got to get that up. We got to get that up. But let's keep it moving. Hopefully the Bulls don't get beat like 69. That Tekashi video. We actually recorded an episode of My Brother's Keeper, which is a podcast me and my best friend JB used to do. We took 2 years off of it, and we came back, and that's the first topic. That man got the brakes beat off his ass. And we're probably going to be talking about it on the Breaks Radio tomorrow night, too. Yeah, it's definitely about to get deep. Let's see. What? Hey, all right, solid question. Favorite Disney princess? I'm on the Jasmine train. Princess Tiana, come on now, bro. That's my daughter's favorite Disney princess, so I got to ride with Princess Tiana. All I know is Joel is going to be in attack mode against us, so we better be prepared. Yeah, and we also need Vooch to attack him offensively. Vooch did a pretty good job in the second half of keep going at. Hold on, my son's coming back. You're really bothering me for ice cream? Can you wait till I'm done recording, my handsome son? I'm going to be here another 30 minutes almost. You want to come say hi to everyone since you just interrupted my recording? Come here. Come here, Leo. Don't let the dog out. Come on, hurry up, son. The people want to see you now because you're cute. Come on. You're knocking over the TV. What are you doing? What you doing, son? Come on. Come on over here. Come on. Sorry, y'all. I know this isn't best podcasting, but it's my kids. I love my kids. Come on. You got to come on so they can see you. You got to come right here. Come on. Keep coming. Keep coming. The camera's right there. Come on. Say hi.
Hi.
Say go Bulls.
Go Bulls.
Say see red.
See red.
And say game day.
Gang dang.
All right. I'll see you in a minute, son. I love you. Tell your older sister to get your ice cream. You can tell Amaya to get your ice cream. The Snickers ice cream's in there, okay?
You got some new one?
Yeah. All right. Love you. All right, y'all. Sorry. Being a father always comes first. And I like showing off my kids. I heard the Vooch. Oh, we talked about that already. Archangel, thank you for bringing that up. All right, let's get it. Question, Haize, do you think we can win out? What do you think is our chance to win the rest of the 11 games we have left? That's a tall order for anyone, bro. So I'm not going to call for the Bulls to do that. If I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say 12%. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. Justin Shelton says, usually role players play better at home. I expect a good game from our bench tonight. From your mouth to God's ears there, brother. Have we all forgot how we played when Lonzo was healthy? Billy's coaching was questioned then, and now the point guard position is that important to this team. Let's see how far we can go. Shout out to Marvin for always being the level-headed one in the chat, man. Let's see what we got here. J7A says, hey, Haize, I just finished watching the Locked On Bulls video. If the Bulls do decide the career-ending exception, what pieces would you want the Bulls to go for? I've done just very little. The point guard market isn't huge, so keep in mind, well, if it's the career-ending exception, it's outright cap space. They can use it to sign anyone or trade anyone into that. So I'm going to have that video for you guys. I know Trey Jones is one on my list. Kyrie Irving, absolutely. I doubt the Bulls can recruit him, but he's going to be on the list. So you got to look at that. Van Vliet also at that spot, maybe at a 2-year deal. That I would look at him as well. So those are the ones off the top of my head, but I really have to look and do some research on the market to see who the Bulls can potentially target. Imperfect Kingdom says, yo, the fact that I want Pat's jersey in the rafters, that's crazy. That's wild. John Collins in the building says, being an analyst and content creator around sports, do you ever find it difficult to watch the games for enjoyment and not always needing to analyze them? So I don't watch the basketball games any differently than what I did before I created this platform. And I think that keeps it genuine in a way. Like, I don't watch it now to be more analytical. I kind of always was analytical. And so, I think that I watch basketball, I watch sports, everything that I watch. This is why I've had a movie podcast, this is why I have a hip hop podcast. Everything that I consume, I analyze in a way. So it's really no different for me, to be honest with you. I will say this, it has made me appreciate not watching my team's games a little bit more, right? Because like, it's a little bit of escapism, right? Because I don't have to analyze. I don't care. I'm detached. So like, I always have watched a lot of basketball games. I probably honestly watch about 20 basketball games a week. And so the ones that aren't Bulls games, I kind of can just zone out and just watch and just enjoy from a spectator standpoint. So, not gonna lie, I was a Vooch hater most of the season, but damn, that man's post game is insane compared to other centers. High IQ and a great passer. Who else can replace him? And that's the thing. There's not many centers that can replace Nikola Vucevic's offensive skill set. And that's why when people just look at bringing in somebody who does the things that Vooch doesn't do well and just focus on that, it's easy to come up with a list there. But when you also factor in how important Vooch is passing into the offense, how important him taking a backseat role and changing his game has been to having DeMar having space to operate at times. So I really hope that we bring Vooch back. I really do. Really do. Big T says, Bulls' realistic goal should be 8th seed, avoid Toronto, face Miami for the 7th, and playing for the first round Boston matchup. I mean, at this point, the Bulls just got to keep winning. I mean, you worry about all that thing, the Bulls just got to keep winning. Haize, I think Philly under more pressure than the Bulls are at this point. I mean, when you're the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference and you have an MVP, I don't know if they're under more pressure. I mean, I guess I can understand that. That's fair. Let me take back on that. I definitely think that that's fair. I'm convinced any Bulls fan clowning Bulls fans for wanting Vooch to go where Bulls fans that were calling for Vooch to go last year shots fired. That's funny. That's hilarious. I believe the key to win is continuously attacking Embiid. Make him foul. That's a good way to get a head up. I mean, hey, you can't argue. If you can get Embiid in foul trouble yet again, and force him to think about the way he plays defense. If you look at the last game, right, even before he fouled out, Embiid had to, he didn't gamble as much on blocking shots and playing some of the defense he did in some of those periods after he got that 5th foul because he did not want to foul out. If you can force Embiid to be in foul trouble, it makes him think more on the defensive side, whereas he doesn't go off his instincts. And if he thinks more and hesitates on blocking a shot, whereas he would just go for it any other time, you've added that now to your team. So definitely. Who is your son's favorite Bulls player? Actually, it's Ayo Dosunmu. And it's only Ayo Dosunmu because he likes saying his name. He'd be like, Ayo. That's the only reason I think it is. I think he just likes saying the name. My son, the youngest, he doesn't really break down basketball yet. So, Haize, what do you think are the chances winning out? We got 11 games. So I've just kind of talked about that. I put that at like a 10, 11% chance. So, we will see red tonight in the name of Jesus, Devontae Christ. That's from Nice. I feel you, bro. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Splitting image ball. Oh, both my sons look exactly like me. Like both of them look exactly like me. Let's see if I can find a picture of my oldest real quick to show you guys before we end this stream. But like my oldest son and my youngest son, I would say this, Alan, the one that you guys just met, he has looked like me since the moment he came out the womb. My older son has grown into looking like me, if that makes sense. Like it's not that he ever didn't like favor me, but he grew into looking exactly like me. It's strange. Hold on, I think this is a good picture. Hopefully he doesn't get mad at me for showing you guys this one. Let me make sure I don't have one of him looking cooler that I know he'd want me to show, because then of course Dad's the old guy who showed a picture on his stream that he didn't want you to show. Kids are so weird. He's 17 years old. He's literally my twin. This is a good one of them. I don't think he'll be mad at this one. All right, let me show. I love talking. I can talk about my children all day. So I know, I'm sorry this isn't basketball for the people who just showed up for the basketball analysis. I know this ain't the most exciting thing, but my kids came up. I love my kids, man. All right, so this is my oldest son. His name's Xavier. That dude looks just like me. It's ridiculous. Like if I tried to deny him, I'm sure the president himself will come down and be like, "You're an idiot." So yeah, that's the light, bright version of me. Handsome dude. That's my son. But all right, let's get back on basketball. Let's see what else we got. Billy Donovan's Gum says, I heard y'all mention DeJounte Murray on Locked On as a probable trade target to bring in at the one. I must say I love the sound of that. Listen, if the Bulls can turn this Lonzo Ball fiasco, right? If they do decide to do the career-ending injury exception, they're granted that, and they decide to use that, whether it is this offseason or next offseason, to try to sign DeJounte Murray outright, that I can't be mad at the swap there. I would love nothing more than Lonzo Ball to be fully healthy and be on this team. But if you go from Lonzo Ball to voiding his contract basically, to then bringing in DeJounte Murray, whether it be through trade or anything else, you've done pretty damn good there. You've done pretty damn good. If we beat them twice in a row, I'll get my confidence back for this squad. You agree? I mean, my confidence is building back anyway. This Bulls team has been playing. They've been top 10 in offense and defense since the All-Star break, and consistently. And they're giving that heart. They're playing with heart now, where they weren't playing with heart. My confidence is back in this team's heart. I still have my doubts over how successful they're going to be in the postseason play. But that's just my PTSD from how the second half down to this point of the season went, right? From the second half, from after the All-Star break to after the All-Star break this year, it's been tough, right? And so, I just got to see it keep happening. I got to see it keep going. You see another shutdown game with Harden? Yes, he's going to be shut down only because he's not playing. So he's automatically shut down. So, yeah. Zach Lasagna in the building says, do you, bro? Good. Being a good dad is something to take pride in. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. For those that don't know, I have my children live with me full time. So full-time pops. And so, it is what it is, man. But yeah. He literally, yeah. Oh, yeah. I always say with my oldest son, God literally looked at the mold he used to make me and said, we're going to go ahead and run that back. We ain't even got to worry about it. Just run the same mold back. Just cook it a little bit less so it looks a little different. That's all you got to do. Leave it in the oven about 15 minutes less than what you did when you made Haize. We good on that. That's literally what he did. Yeah, it's back when bro, like I was such a hothead as a teenager. I'm so glad that my sons aren't as hothead as I was, man. So, Except your son good looking. It's like the handsome twin, not handsome. Really? Mom must be a beauty. Joking. All good, bro. You silly JDH. Appreciate you though, bro. DeJounte Murray for DeMar DeRozan is a great and reasonable trade. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's the thing. I don't know if we'd have to wait till he's a free agent. I don't know if Atlanta would want DeMar DeRozan. I mean, they may. I'm not saying that they wouldn't either. Like, maybe the Bulls would have to entice it with maybe a first-round pick. And you know, what does that look like then, right? If the Bulls have to give up a first-round pick in a time where they've already given one, whereas you can just wait for him to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of next season. So, I mean, I just don't know. What the Bulls could do, keep in mind, is the Bulls could file for the career-ending injury exception. They could sign, like, Fred VanVleet to a one-year deal to preserve that cap space, allow that one-year deal to go off, then they get that money back, and then they can use it to sign DeJounte Murray outright in the following free agency. And then keep in mind, too, that's also the free agency that DeMar DeRozan's contract comes off the books naturally. So you'll have even more cap space. So, I would love to see them in this offseason target DeJounte Murray, but if not, build a plan to where in the summer of 2024, that's when you're making your move for DeJounte Murray. Murray is one of my favorite players, but he don't fit the type of point guard we need. He's a slashing playmaker. We need a shooting playmaker at point guard. I don't think that, because I think we don't need a shooter. We need a point guard that's a smart point guard. And you can make an argument that DeJounte Murray isn't the game manager that a Pat Bev or Alonzo Ball is. You can absolutely make that. But I don't think we necessarily need that point guard to be a shooter. He can shoot, but I don't think we need them to be a heavy volume shooter. That's what we've had when we've seen success. I don't think that's necessarily what we need, though. But then again, to your point and your credit, we don't trust Billy Donovan to adjust his system very much. So there's something to say there as well. So, you know, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I do think that there's a world in which that can work, especially if you're taking Zach LaVine and allowing him to play off the ball more and shoot more. And then if you add more shooters to the team as well. If we add DeJounte Murray, let's say we don't add DeJounte Murray into the year that DeMar DeRozan's contract's off the books, you can then add DeJounte and you're naturally changing. You just need to then add another shooter to space the floor to replace DeMar at the three. So, you know, there's a lot of different avenues and routes that you can do it. But I think DeJounte can fit on this team. Billy Donovan would just have to make some huge adjustments to the system, or we need some huge adjustments to the roster overall. DeJounte Murray right now is averaging the most three-pointers he's had per game and shooting at a decent clip. He's shooting this season almost 6 3-pointers per game, hitting at a 35% clip. I mean, there's some evolution there. He's still a young player. He can still add. So I'm not necessarily saying it, but we'll see. We'll see. I aspire to be in my future kids' life and provide for them the privileges my dad couldn't afford. I understand. Listen, I luckily had an amazing father, an amazing example for a father. And so I was able to have that as a blueprint and platform. And then when you add in the fact that I'm just more aware of like mental health and like emotional health and things like that, so it helped me be a more well-rounded father overall for my kids. It's been rough, especially my oldest. He had to see me go through some shit. But I mean, hey, I love being a father. I would never change anything. I love being a father. Let's see. Markel says, dude, you see Bull's IG story on IO? Man looks constipated. I did not. I have not looked at any social media thing at all. Let's see. I hate how ESPN was giving Sixers the benefit of the doubt. They didn't mention anything about the Bulls' amazing defense. I mean, that's the narrative. The Bulls with the struggles that they've had this season, and they already came into the season with huge doubt from the national media. It doesn't surprise me, man. That's just going to be what it's going to be, man. And the Bulls are going to have to win to fix that. Starting lineup was announced. Starting lineup that you guys pretty much probably expected. Bev, LaVine, Rosen, Williams, and Vooch. Starting lineup for tonight, which I think that's a good starting lineup to have against the Philadelphia 76ers. L in the building says, what up, Haize? Looking for a big win tonight. Let's hope that we get it. Would you want Max Strus or Gabe Vincent at point guard? Also, who would you rather have on this team, Butler or Paul George? Oh, Butler all day long, especially Paul George suffering another knee injury. Yeah, I'm good. It'll be Jimmy Butler all day. No cap. I wanted us to get him when he left the Spurs. Not only could he benefit the role in being a point guard, he can score and is close with Zach. Yeah, and that helps. That definitely helps. Let's see what we got here. Research a little NBA here. I ain't watched sports in the long clips and best ofs. The documentaries made me want to be a part. I'm waiting on football. Don't know where where NBA is in schedule. We're towards the end of the season, fan. We got 2 weeks basically left of the season, and that's it. We're in the playoffs. Jello TV says, yo, what's good, Haize? Haven't been on my phone lately. Chi-Town been going crazy. You already know what it is, brother. You know what it is. You seen the picture of Martin with the 6'9"? Yeah, I actually posted it to my social media, so. Corey Barnes says, just found out yesterday that my wife is pregnant. You talking about your kids is pulling at my heartstrings a bit, but at the same time, I'm not ready to give up my main TV for cartoons. Hey, just get a second one. Hey, with all the screens now, get them a tablet. They won't even know the difference for a while. You got yourself about 5 years until you need to worry about giving up your TV, bro. You got a little while there. So, but being a father is amazing. That, like, literally, it's amazing. It's the best thing in the world. That it's literally the best thing in the world, and it makes it even better when your kids look just like you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It makes it just a little bit that much better. It makes it sucky when they do stupid stuff because you're just looking at them like, what's wrong with you? You look just like me. What is wrong with you? I guess I got to show all my kids now since I just showed off my sons. Hold on, let me show y'all a picture of all 4 of my beautiful ass children. Hold on, let me get this uploaded. I'm a father. I love showing off my kid. Like, literally, that's one thing that you can always get me to do, show off my kids. Those are all my children from a mixture of all. I don't know why she got her eyes closed there. Those are all my kids. That picture was probably about 2 years ago, though. So they're all a little bit older and taller. But those are my babies, man. Love them. Love them. With the Corey Kenshin hoodie on. They love Corey Kenshin, man. Can Lonzo still unlock this team? Hell, can he unlock his knee first? Let's not worry about him unlocking this team. He needs to unlock that knee. That's what we need. The main focus needs to be at. Unlock that knee. Then we can worry about unlocking the team. What's going on, Auntie? Glad to have you in the building. You know I love you. Brandon Peck, you missed it. I gave you a birthday shout out to start the live stream up, but happy belated birthday to Brandon Peck. Y'all, I think his birthday was 2 days ago. Y'all show him some love. Hearing Pat Bev talk about the pride of being a bull man, it gave me goosebumps, bro. It just hit different when you are from the crib. I said it early in the stream, and I don't know if you were here, but I was like, at this point, I think I want Pat Bev to end his career here in Chicago. I don't even care if he's our Udonis Haslam for 2 or 3 years. I want to see Pat Bev in his career here in Chicago. So, well, he had left the sauna, so that's probably why. But yeah, that was wild. Wow. Haize definitely agreed. They do stupid stuff, then you realize they got your blood. Oh, bro. You know how many times my son, the one that you guys met here, the 9-year-old, has done some stuff, and I was fussing at him, and then I'm like, damn, I did the same dumb shit. Damn. And it's like, damn, I didn't mark you that much, bro. I didn't mark you that much, man. Silence just says, bro, your daughter with the braids in that pic, I swear looks exactly like you. That's funny. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Lil Famo says, no, the oldest looking like you is a little scary. Yeah, like literally, hold on. I'm gonna put this back up. Let me see if I can, hold on, where I gotta go. Like that's scary. That's scary, bro. It's weird. It's weird. Every time I look at him, I'm just like, man, what the hell, fam? What the hell? That's crazy. Oh man. Unlock the knee, put that shit on the shirt. That's funny. Oh man. My little brother loves Corey Kenshin. These MFers love them some. Bro, like, I used to hate Corey Kenshin. Like, legit. I used to, because his voice annoyed the holy shit out of me. But then, like, I found out, like, the medical and health things that he was going to. I found out how he donates to imprivileged kids and the charities and things. And you can't help but to love him when you hear his story. But then on top of that, like, his sense of humor grew on me. Like, I can see why kids love Corey Kenshin so much, man. Yo, is that Haize in the photo? No, that is my son in the photo. That's crazy. Goon says, Bulls been playing good these last 3 games. Hopefully we can keep this run going. Bulls got to make a statement tonight. Let everybody know y'all ain't playing. I tell you what, If the Bulls beat the Philadelphia 76ers 2 games in a row, you got, like, a lot of people going to be changing their tunes, and you got to understand, like, if they can make that happen, if they can come in and play in what I'm sure is going to be another back and forth playoff atmosphere type game, if they can execute like we've been seeing them execute, that changes some things. That changes some things. And let's hope that it continues. Cody, a humble dude. Yeah, he got my respect. A humble black man with millions of views. Yeah, absolutely. And what, he passed 1 million subscribers too? So it was yesterday. There you go. Brandon L. Peck's birthday was yesterday. Shout out to Brandon L. Peck. Brandon L. Why did I mixed Brandon L. Jet and Brandon Peck. Oh my God. Just Brandon Peck. Brandon Peck, good dude, man. Good dude. Bro, you seen that slow replay of PG's? Yes, and it made my knee hurt seeing it. Literally made my knee hurt. You combine impoverished and privilege and said in privilege, LOL, no shit. Listen, my brain does that a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. I mix words together all the time. My mom does that, and she'll keep talking. Like, she'll make up a word and be like, and it have you thinking like, wait a second, am I the one that's tripping? Am I tripping? Or did she just make up a word? Like, and I guess I get that from my mama. To be honest, I don't think most teams don't want to see the Bulls in the playoffs, just like the Lakers also. Hey, let's see. Let's see. Did you see the Bulls' percentage of being in the play-in went from 6 to 26? They're turning the ship. I did not see that, but it makes sense, especially with how the teams below them are also losing. So if the Bulls beat Philly twice, you got to wear a Philly jersey. Oh, I'm not wearing a Philly jersey. The hell? Mill Dunn says, and that's a big if, the Bulls make it past the play-in and go as far as the ECF round, should Acme still preach continuity by bringing back Pat Bev? I think you still got to make some. Listen, if the Bulls make it to the ECF, you talk about C-Red, it's going to be C-Red all summer. I don't even care what happens. With the way that the Bulls season is gone, if they're able to not only correct this ship, but correct it to the point to where they would have to win 2 playoff series, listen here, man, that's different. That is different. I was playing WNBA in 2K the other day. Tell me why the Liberty got the most ridiculous super team I've ever seen. Listen, the WNBA on 2K is fun to play with when it was balanced. Now with those 2 teams, it's like, hey man, listen, this is a cheat code. I remember watching the Gordon Hayward injury live and almost effing threw up. No, I remember watching the first Paul George injury in the USA game when he broke his leg that time. That was the only time that an injury literally made me wheezy. Like, I was looking at it like I had to stop looking at replays of it. I had to. What you drinking in for this game, Haize? Tequila as always. Sipping tequila. Tequila and pineapple probably is what I'll mix up today. Probably. ECF, man, after all the stress we've been through, I'll lose my shit, man. If we make it to, y'all gonna literally be seeing me, like, I'm gonna be doing some crazy shit. If the Bulls win 1 playoff series, I'm gonna be doing some shit. If they lose 2 playoff series, you might as well, somebody who loves me needs to call the ambulance and have them ready. Because if the Bulls win, whatever that game clutching day is, if the Bulls win a second playoff series this season, when there's a minute left on the clock and the Bulls got that victory locked in, somebody better, because I'm going to have alcohol poison. I can tell you that right now. I'm definitely going to tell you that right now. Does anyone else think it's kind of stupid that Philly has a Rocky statue? Dude was a character in the movie. Weird. I don't think is there a statue of Rocky Balboa statue, or is there a Rocky Marciano statue? I don't know. I'm not a statue person, so I don't know. Let's see. No, it is a Rocky Balboa statue. I mean, listen, he's absolutely a icon, and he didn't put the city of Philly on the map, but whether it's a character or not, that is an icon. I don't find it weird at all. Like, it just shows how iconic that film is. So, I remember watching the Kevin Ware injury as a kid live, one of the first traumatic experiences. You know what? I remember seeing that, but I don't know if the trauma made it block out my mind. I don't know. Because I know it and I've seen it, but I don't remember seeing it live, if that makes sense. The movie Rocky, they big tripping. Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, it's Rocky's iconic, man. I do think, and I seriously think this: the original movie Rocky is one of the greatest stories ever told, and the reason why is because it wasn't about winning the match. It was if you really go back and watch that movie to really kind of break down the themes in it, it wasn't about winning a match. It wasn't just about sports. It was really about a man, right, proving something to himself, finding himself, It's an amazing story. Amazing story. People that made Scarface their profile during high school. That is funny. That is funny. Hey, when Chicago getting a Ferris Bueller statue. Wow, really? Coach Carter was more than basketball. That's a fact. That's a fact. Johnny Knox getting folded in half. That was a tough one too. Now look at us reliving our trauma from sports here. That's tough. But you're not incorrect. Man. I've seen, you know what? Come to think of it, seen some really effed up injuries in my time, man. That's crazy. That's wild, man. That sucks. That sucks. Hey, I was in this group chat with Bulls fans, and they were saying, Joel coming for blood. I hope we ready. Oh, yeah, he's definitely coming out. He is coming out for sure. Chicago has a giant beam statue. Come on, man. That's funny. That is very true. That is very true. 79 says, yo, I don't like BD either, but I say that any player can fit his system, of course, until it's time to have an identity. Yeah, and that's the thing. Identity and system are two different things. But yeah, the Bulls have not had an identity most of the season, but we got one now. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna read this. Have you thought about translating your platform vids into Spanish? I have not. That thought has never crossed my mind. Never crossed my mind. But you bring a good point. Maybe I need to think about that. But all right, y'all, that's it for me for right now. I love you guys, man. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and end the stream. I'll be back at halftime. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on your way out as well. If you want to follow us on social media, you can do so at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for our weekend mailbag episodes, 773-270-2799. I see you guys in the halftime hangout, post-game shows all going down tonight. It's game day. Let's get this dub. See Red, y'all. I'll see you guys at halftime. Peace, y'all.